Thank you for your infinite love, guidance, and protection, Spirit. Please use me as a conduit of light to deliver this message to whoever needs to hear it. Whoever needs to hear this message, be drawn to it like a magnet. Ooh, we got some jumpers. They're just like jumping up, jump back down. That's funny. Get it out to the world. Action. Your highest ideals. Get it out to the world. Realize. Act like a leader. Wow, those cards really go well together. Let's get some more information, please, Spirit. Before I start digging in here. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. Ignite ambition. Pursue desires with the drive and face consequences bravely. Keep an open mind as answers reveal your journey. Interesting. I like this. So what Spirit's trying to say here is that there is a lot of untouched potential deep within you that you haven't even tapped into yet. And it's in cavern of secrets. It's like even almost a secret to you, because not because it actually is one, but it's because there's another aspect of you in a different space and time, but it's actually all happening right now, right? Because time isn't even a thing. But that version of you has this secret, and that's what is so important about being alone and really tapping in with Spirit. It's because all of these untapped potentials are there, but most of the time, most people aren't even conscious the fact that there's an untapped potential in there, that there's a spirit who has experienced thousands of lifetimes as different avatars in order to expand, but there's this unique blueprint and all of these secret hidden tools that you have that you haven't even realized, because you're stuck in this loop of programming that this world, this matrix has us looping in. And so it doesn't want us to become conscious of who we actually are, which isn't this character we're playing, right? I say it over and over again, but the reason that I feel like Spirit has me continuously repeating that statement is that that's what we need to recognize in any given moment. So then we're able to walk intentionally in this life, recognizing it for what it is. But we get so caught up playing these characters that we don't even recognize all the untapped potential that we have deep within. And Spirit's saying, get it out into the world. Tap into that untapped potential and get it out into the world and act like a leader, because that's what you came here to be as a light worker. You are a leader. Ignite your ambition. And that's just it. Like, that drive is there. But when you're trying to use your inner drive to fuel something that isn't even real, that's just a part of this system, that's just that hustle culture, it's never quite it. And to be in flow with the universe, it's like you can manifest, you can produce, you can create like crazy. And it seemingly comes out of nowhere and isn't hustle culture. It's alignment. It doesn't feel difficult. It feels like flow. It feels like you can't wait to get up every day and create or expand in whatever unique way that you came to do to assist this universe in its own expansion. When we are all coming forward as the most unique aspects of who we are, and as this character we use as a tool in order to expand, when we do that, it's like it helps the universe so much in its own expansion, because we're not all trying to fit into this box. We're not all trying to be the same thing. What is expansive about that? Nothing. What's expansive is when we all step into our most authentic version and we shine that light out there, and we have something to offer that nobody else has to offer. Why? Because it's a reflection of who we actually are, this unique person that we are, right? And so that's what we have to really understand. It's like, where are we diverting our energy to? Where are we focusing our energy? Because that is what we are feeding. And sometimes we tend to stay in our comfort zones. Let's just be real. And you know, that's okay. And most people in our surroundings are arguing for our limitations because they're in the same program. So they're going to support that limitation, that program, not recognizing it as one because they feel like, well, everybody else is doing it, so like we must be doing the right thing. And it's like, you have to be conscious enough to see that that's not the case. A peaceful warrior. I love a lot of what they say in this book, so I'm going to read this one. Let's see. Milk thistle, number 23. Milk thistle dispels the damaging and destructive thoughts that can induce an endless loop of self-sabotage. Not surprising this is coming up, guys. Abandon insecurity, gossip, and fear-based protection strategies that enable frustration, a false sense of growth. That is what Spirit's talking about, that false sense of growth. Thinking that you're growing because you're doing the hustle culture, you're doing what this matrix tells you to do and what, you know, all the social influencers are telling you to do. But really what you need to do is be you. What you really need to do is connect to Spirit, connect to your highest self so you can get the truth. Because nobody on the outside is going to give you the truth that is unique to you and that will assist you in your most fullest capacity of expansion. Okay? So abandon insecurity, gossip, and fear-based protection strategies that enable frustration or a false sense of growth. Do not waste your time trying to control what cannot be controlled. Like a peaceful warrior, you set boundaries firmly and fearlessly. Like Badger, milk thistles shakes up systems that hinder innovation and halts patterns and behaviors that stunt growth. Know that what you are not changing, you are choosing. Ooh, what you are not changing, you are choosing. And isn't that a fact, Spirit? Thank you for guiding me to that. That is exactly what we needed to hear. A peaceful warrior. And the message was so like not what you would have just initially read off this card, right? It's really telling you like, recognize when you're in a situation that is stunting your growth, that is keeping you looping in the same old timeline instead of expanding into the newest, highest version of you, into that newer timeline, into the creation of New Earth, into co-creation with other people that are on the same frequency as you. In the dark, I discover how bright I truly am. So have we really sat aside, got rid of all the distractions and sat in the dark so we can get to know who we truly are? Like, this is so in alignment. All of it. Shine your light. Shine your light, guys. Like, who are you? Why are we trying to fit in boxes still? We are far enough on our growth journey that we peel back the layers of the onion, of the darkness, of the goo, and we create and let go of those old timelines and people and jobs and whatever's holding you back to create this space, to shine your light and bring in those newer, higher timelines. That is what is now, guys. Do you feel the change in the air? The transition is insane right now. If you can't feel that energy, I'm like, you must be really numbing out because, man, it is so potent. It is so potent that Spirit is asking us to step into the highest version of ourselves and to stop fitting in these damn boxes and going through the same old routines in your comfort zone. Like, get out of your comfort zone and just try something new. Take the risk. It's worth it. Either way, you're making a choice. Not moving is still a choice. That choice is still going to reflect how your reality is going to become in front of you. Just saying. And even failure is such expansion in failure. Like, there's so many failures that I needed in order to get to these beautiful places that I've got, right? And I'm sure many of you share that same experience. Your love and wisdom help you overcome your limitations and reach a higher level. Thank you, Spirit. The nature Spirit. So your love and your wisdom. So what is Spirit saying? Get out of your masculine energy. even though it's action, we need to tap into our divine feminine side. And most of the time in the matrix, it's asking us to constantly be in our masculine energy. It doesn't want us to use our intuition. It wants our kids to go to schools that are like factories. It wants us to become these people that wake up with an alarm clock and work these, 8 to 12 hour shifts and normalize that. That is not who we are. Who we are divine beings in balance with our masculine and feminine energy. What we do is we get quiet, we take care of ourselves, we tap into our intuitive nature so we can receive inner guidance in order to know how to move in this world. We are not robots. We were trained to be that. And now we are unlearning all of the program, rewiring ourselves to move and respond to life in a different way. And that's what Spirit's bringing forward now. And what a beautiful card to end the reading on with this nature spirit. Saying your love and your wisdom are what going to help you overcome these limitations and help you reach this higher level of consciousness, of expansion. Your default frequency will be so high that life won't feel like a pain in the ass anymore. It won't feel like you're in a prison anymore. Life won't feel so hard. It doesn't have to. It really is us and our focus and how we observe this world. And sometimes the choice we make is even being the observer. Like, how are we going to, like, sometimes when we're getting triggered and we say, how am I going to show up? How am I going to show up this time? It's the same trigger, maybe came at me from a different angle. Same trigger. How am I going to respond this time? Sometimes you're always responding. Even if you say nothing, that's a response, right? Sometimes you can just be the observer, and that is the perfect response. Sometimes you can get all the information from this situation, sit with it, and really feel into what feels like is of the highest good. What is the silver lining? How is this expansion from me, even though it feels like contrast? Mastery is that. It's mastering how you perceive this world. It's not like arguing for your own limitations, knowing that everything is a gift, even if it's seemingly negative. And how can I show up in my love, in my wisdom, in everyday life situations on a moment-to-moment basis, in a space of intentional expansion? And I love that. I just absolutely love it. I've been so on fire lately because I feel this energy, this exact energy of this reading in the air. And I'm like, wow, your untapped potential, guys. So like, if you're not recognizing who you really are and how amazingly unique and special and how much you're so needed, like nobody else can do it but you. I'm sorry. Nobody else is this unique aspect who's like lived all these different lives. And because of all this wisdom and knowledge that you've acquired, it's such a unique blueprint. Nobody can remake that. That is your soul blueprint. That's what follows you into every single lifetime. Like, that's why Spirit needs you in the expansion of all right now. Everybody is needed in the expansion of all. I am different from any other reader on YouTube, and I am needed to touch people in a certain way because I say it in a different way than somebody might else say it, and they say it for somebody else in a different way that those people need to hear it, right? So you see why I could say, oh, I don't need to do YouTube. There's plenty of readers out there. There's plenty of people who channel through Spirit. No, not the same way. Not the same way you do. And that's how it is with everything and every single one. We are all so unique, but we're all connected. And that's the paradox that always comes with spirituality. It's like there's always the light and the dark. It's always that. And that's why we need so many unique perspectives, because that is expansion. That is how that is why we're able to feel love at the capacity that we can. And that is also why we can feel darkness to the depths that we do. But just never forget that the deepest of the darkest things that you have felt, that pendulum swings in the other direction just as far. So if it can swing that deeply in the darkness, it can both when it's in the light, even more recognize that light because it experienced darkness to that depth. I hope that makes sense, but it is such a good example, like a more of a surface level example of what I'm trying to explain is like, if somebody was born into money and they always had everything, they might not appreciate the same gift that you might give somebody who was born into poverty. They might be way more appreciative, right? Because they've experienced what it's like not to have it to that degree. So to the opposite degree, they will be that more grateful and experience that much more love and joy from the experience. That is like the only example I can think of that might help you understand that if you have been through the depths of hell, if you felt like not being here anymore or anything along those lines, just know your capacity to love is insane. Your creation energy, your untapped potential, it is insane. And I'm willing to guess that there's so many people out there that either watching me now or are like in their ascension journey that have been to those depths, and that's why they're working their way out and coming into their light, because they're going to be able to shine so bright. And if you're watching this video, you are absolutely one of those people. And honestly, in my heart, I like to think everybody has that potential. And like, even though like maybe you would initially think they just came in here to waste time, they're going to have to go retry it another lifetime. Everybody has the potential. All it takes is maybe even coming in contact with someone like you, shining your light that brings somebody into that same energy. So maybe they weren't going to evolve to a certain level consciously in this lifetime, but now they are because of you. Because you did, and they're like, damn, like, and they had those epiphanies, and now they're having this breakthrough, and it's all because you were brave enough to shine your light, to tap into that potential that you have, to tap into that creative energy, to tap into the wisdom, the gifts, all of it. And because of that, others are able to do the same. And how beautiful is it? How beautiful is it? I just absolutely am on fire for this energy right now, guys. So please, please never underestimate your power and your potential and that creative energy that you have just waiting to be tapped into, waiting to put that divine action into play. Whew. All right, guys. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.